Have you ever felt bad after making a mistake? Maybe you got a math problem wrong, missed an important step in a game, or lost a competition. It feels frustrating, right? But what if I told you that making mistakes is actually a great thing? Yes, mistakes are not something to be afraid of. They are actually the key to becoming smarter and better. Let's take a journey and discover why failing is awesome and how the most successful people in the world turn their failures into success. Alex was a curious and energetic boy who loved learning new things. But there was one problem. He absolutely hated making mistakes. One day, Alex's teacher announced a big science project. Each student had to build a volcano that really erupts. Alex was super excited. He had read all about volcanoes in books, but he had never built one himself. He wanted to create the biggest, most explosive volcano in the whole class. So he gathered all his materials, baking soda, vinegar, red food coloring, and carefully set everything up. He poured the vinegar into the volcano, expecting a huge explosion, but nothing happened. His volcano just sat there, looking like a pile of wet clay. "I failed," Alex sighed. He looked around the classroom. Some of his classmates' volcanoes were working perfectly, bubbling over with foam. He felt embarrassed and wanted to hide. Just then, his teacher walked over and smiled. "Alex, mistakes are just proof that you're trying. Instead of giving up, ask yourself, what can I do better?" Alex looked at his volcano and thought for a moment. Maybe I didn't use enough baking soda, or maybe I added too much water. He decided to try again. This time, he measured everything more carefully and adjusted the ingredients. He poured in the vinegar and boom! The volcano erupted with bubbling lava, bigger and better than he imagined. "I did it!" Alex cheered. That day, Alex learned something important. If he had given up after his first mistake, he would have never figured out how to fix it. Mistakes weren't failures. They were lessons in disguise. That night at dinner, Alex told his dad about his volcano project and how he almost gave up. His dad smiled and said, "Did you know that some of the most successful people in history made big mistakes before they succeeded?" Thomas Edison, the man who invented the light bulb, failed over 1,000 times before he got it right. But he didn't call them failures. He called them lessons. Michael Jordan, one of the greatest basketball players in history, missed over 9,000 shots in his career. He lost more than 300 games. But he never gave up. He kept practicing, and that's why he became a legend. Even Albert Einstein, one of the smartest people in the world, struggled in school when he was young. But instead of thinking he wasn't smart, he kept learning and working hard. And because of that, he became one of the greatest scientists ever. Alex was amazed. So even geniuses and champions failed before they succeeded? His dad nodded. The only real failure is giving up. But if you keep trying, every mistake makes you stronger and smarter. The next day at school, Alex started seeing mistakes in a new way. When he got a math question wrong, instead of feeling embarrassed, he asked his teacher to explain it. One weekend, Alex's dad decided to teach him how to ride a bike. Alex was excited. He hopped onto the bike, his dad holding onto the seat, and started pedaling. But within seconds, crash! He fell right onto the ground. "I can't do this," Alex said, frustrated. His dad helped him up and smiled. Falling is part of learning. The only way to ride a bike is to keep trying. So Alex got back on. He wobbled, he fell again, but each time he got a little better. His dad reminded him to keep his balance, to look straight ahead, and to keep pedaling. And then, one day, it happened. Alex started riding without falling. "I did it!" Alex cheered. His dad clapped. "See? You learned from your mistakes. If you had quit after the first fall, you would have never learned how to ride." As the weeks passed, Alex started believing in the power of mistakes. He even started celebrating his failures. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more fun and inspiring adventures.